What a day. You look lonely. I can fix that. Not even that hard, just picture it.
Baby girl, you're so damn fine, duh.
I know it's real.
From behind, duh. I'm sipping on you like some fine wine, duh. And when it's over, I press rewind, duh. I eat off the bands,
I know it's real.
Playing Batman, Betty's gonna rob her. I got a Glock in my Rari. 17 shots, no 38. I got a Glock in my Rari.
So that man who's having a wank in the bushes.
Yeah.
I love how he was he just hung his shirt on the fucking tree like a gent.
It was kind of polite, wasn't it? He was like wiping his hands on it at points as well. So I'm thinking, was like what was he wiping off? A bit of smoke?
Oh. But yeah, like he's like, I don't want my shirt to get dirty, so I'll hang it up. I'm gonna have a wank in the woods outside naked, but my clothes can't be dirty. Do you know what I mean? Like I love the commitment to that. And then this guy jerking it with a petrol pump, like. He puts his dick away last. Put that away first.
Why was he like? Why, I don't know why he was acting like caught, because like he'd doing it in the forecourt of the petrol station. Like you clearly don't give a fuck. So like why is he pretending to give a fuck? Then he's like, oh, I didn't realize that I could be recorded.
I mean, if you're just watching if you're listening to the audio of this, like my face was a pure disgust there. But like that bloke, like if there's any way I could edit that and blur it out for YouTube and then just zoom in on his face, like he's got his tongue lolling out of his mouth and then turns around and he's like, come on, dude. Like, and also put your dick away first. That's still out. He pulls the petrol pump out and he's like, well, I'll slowly put this away, because if I move slower, nobody can see the fact that I had it up my arse.
Yeah.
Like, fuck me, dude. That was absolutely mental.
That's wild.
I mean, that's an odd way to come out as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to tell Sheila I'm really gay. Oh, this'll do it. Do you know what I mean?
My thinking is it just because he wants something up his arse in public, or is he literally trying, like, did he pump some petrol up there? Like,
yeah. I mean, surely when he pulled it out, that would have came back out. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? Like, do you think... Like, well, don't petrol pumps have like ridges on as well, so it like hangs onto your vehicle? So maybe he likes it ribbed. You know what I mean? Curved and ribbed for his pleasure and all that. You know what I mean?
Pleasure, yeah. Does he prefer the petrol ones or the diesel ones?
I mean, these are the questions. He goes in and pays.
Oh, I mean, he has to, surely.
He's like pump $5, $10. He's like, I've got a Savers card.
Yeah, he's like, can I get money off this? Because I didn't finish technically. Like, no. No, Dave, you keep doing this. You've got to pay the same price.
In the company account, he's like, they fired you months ago, Dave. That card is nothing but plastic.
Yeah, flagrant, I can't say it, flagrant abuse of the petrol pumps. You got fired, Dave. Yeah, don't tell Sheila. Well, everyone knows now because someone recorded it.
Put diesel in as well, because my van's diesel, and like just by holding the pump, your hands end up stinking of diesel for like half the day. Imagine that though, like your hands smell like old man arsehole. Like, not again! Twice!
I mean, his wife must question it, you know what I mean? Let's be honest, he's not really married, but in this situation for comedy, like, walking around like, can you smell diesel, Dave? No! I can't!
No,
Stop asking!
Did you just fart? Because I can smell diesel. Got them diesel pumps again.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking hell. You been drinking diesel? Yes! Drinking diesel.
That's less embarrassing. Yes, it's my new aftershave. Eau de Diesel.
Yeah, Eau de Diesel. It's super strong.
It's by Fabergé. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Diesel.
But yeah, I mean I love that the logic of the first guy wanking in the bushes. Like, oh no, I'm gonna hang me shirt up. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want it to get dirty. But you know, you're out in public having a wank with no clothes on.
So like the police were called, and the police, because they're fucking idiots, turned the fucking sirens on. And it's like, well, obviously he's gonna fucking run away when you fucking turn the sirens on. Like, you can hear them. So you can hear the sirens when they were like, I don't know, like half a mile away or some shit. And I was like, why have they got the fucking sirens on? They're never gonna catch him. And he put his clothes back on, and he started fucking off. And he was crossing this bridge by the time the police got there, but like we just pointed, was like, it's that guy on the bridge. And then he denied it. He's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do that. I was like,
Yeah.
it was like with 10 people with videos and photos. And it's like,
yeah, man.
You can't deny this when there's so much.
It was a ghost. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it makes perfect
A
sense.
ghost came into my body, and the ghost was a pervert. It was like a sexy poltergeist, and
Yeah. I hate those sexy poltergeists. Like, you just mind your business. Next thing you know, you're just masturbating in the woods alone. Do you know what I mean?
I'm gonna call this episode "Sexy Poltergeist."
I'm down.
It's one of them exhibitionist poltergeists. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're just like they're dead, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Dead and perverted.
So there's, perverts are obviously clearly out in force. Do you know what I mean? I blame COVID, me. Like, not the vaccine. Like, I'm not one of those. But I just think since COVID, everybody's just been like, nah, I don't fucking care anymore.
I think it's changed so much, though. Like,
Yeah.
I really do think it's changed. Like, pre-COVID, like, I used to go out multiple times a year and stuff, and then it was like, oh, it's really acceptable to be indoors. And, like, it was the beginning of delivery of everything. So prior to that, I would always go and get the food shopping, like, physically. Yeah. Like, we would go to the shop and physically get the food shop, and I would physically go to a McDonald's. Even if I went to the drive-thru, I'd go to the McDonald's.
Yeah.
All that shit I get delivered. Now, everything, I get everything delivered. And it's like, because obviously we're gamers, so we're fucking homebods anyway in that sense. You know what I mean? Like, but, like, it's just like, oh, well, for, like, years, I fell out of the pattern of going out with, like, certain friends and stuff. So now, like, the friends who I used to go out with, we just don't even go out anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm still friends with them, and I still talk to them and stuff, but we just never I would never arrange stuff. Like our fucking party now is like, oh, should we go on party chat and chat? Do you know what I mean? Should we do? Man. I mean, this podcast is like, we're unashamed to admit it, is nothing more than an excuse for me and you to have a fucking weekly catch-in, really, because
and just
otherwise, and just chat shit, because otherwise we just won't. Do you know what I mean? Because we're both
it doesn't say it. But like, because I know someone who's like, I have to speak to somebody every day or they're not my friend. I'm like Ben's my best mate, and you'll send us a meme, I'll laugh at it, and I'll send you one back, and then I won't speak to you for a week. Still my best mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll be there, drop the hat for you.
And I don't think like, a week later I haven't had a meme or whatever, and I think he hates us now.
No,
like, I just
it's
don't
not that. I'm just busy with life, unfortunately. Fucking doing a job I hate. Do you know what I mean? And then afterwards, I just don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to lie in bed and watch TV or play video games.
The thing is I'm so blitzed from work so many days. Like, yesterday, I was like fucking doing this job for it was like masking up some fucking poles and painting them, but they were on hard concrete, and I just spent the whole day kneeling on concrete, and it was like concrete that was never meant to be touched by humans. It's only meant to be vehicles, so it wasn't even smooth. It was like sharp concrete, and it just like shredded me fucking knees all day. And then when I got in, I'm like, I don't even have the energy to game. I was just like, my TV was on, but I wasn't watching it. I was just like lying there, and I'm just like, oh, what the fuck? Like, this isn't worth any money. Like, and I just keep saying this. I keep saying this. So I've had this in every job, to be fair. So even when I worked in an office, like, one of the lasses said to us, she's like, you joke about death all the time, and I'm like, who's fucking joking?
It's not a joke. It's not a joke.
Like, all the time. But I get through most days going like, yeah, but just think, man, like, one day we'll be fucking dead.
Yeah, that's it.
One day I'll be gone, and none of this that never mattered in the first place definitely won't matter, because it'll be gone. People are like, oh, well, if I never told you this. We had to go up this fucking stair lift thing, like, it's like just a platform that rises just so that we could reach access to this fucking area to paint or whatever. And the platform goes up something ridiculously high, like 25 feet or some shit. And the lad who I was with was like, oh, I want to see how high it goes. Now, I'm not scared of heights, so I don't give a fuck. So I was like, yeah, let's fucking go all the way up, And we were painting around the back of this fucking cinema, and it went higher than the fucking height of the full cinema. And the lad at the bottom, who's his mate, fucking turned it off because he thought I'd be funny. So when you're at that height, it starts to wobble a bit. But I don't give a fuck. And I'm like, it's wobbling, but I'm like, oh, the view's class up here. Like, you know what I mean? Just looking around like this class. He's panicking. He's like, that fucking pedo who was caught. He's like, I'm panicking. I'm going to lose my job.
Yeah.
His voice went, yeah. His voice went like that. He was like, oh, fuck. He was like shouting down to the lad. He was just like, oh, fucking turn it back on, mate. How He's like, it won't start. Turn it back on. And I'm going like, this is classes. And were coming back down, and obviously he was starting to calm down. But then, you know, like obviously the embarrassment must have like washed over him, like where he's embarrassed and he's annoyed that I wasn't, like I was chill as fuck, basically. And he was just like, he's like, why were you not fucking scared? And I was like, are you kidding? I'm ready for death, mate. Are you kidding? I was like, it's a good time. And he literally's like, you know, when someone has like an overreaction and it was clearly emotion and not actually like based on anything, because the lad doesn't really even know us at this point. He was just like, well, if you feel like that, then you should just get rid of your lass and fucking sell your rabbits. I was like, what? Because you got scared. I should just fucking fuck off my whole life.
Yeah, you should fuck off your whole life because you're okay with death. Do you know what I mean?
If you're fucking that miserable, then you should just get rid of your lass and fucking sell your rabbits. I'm like, my girlfriend and my rabbits aren't why I'm miserable.
Yeah.
It's what's going on in here. It's exist.
This is the issue, fella. Do you know what I mean? It's in me skull.
It's not superfluous to that.
It's fucking hell. Just sell your rabbits. Just kill all your rabbits.
It's become like a fucking joke. So like every time I see him, like anytime anyone gets a little flustered, they're just like, well, just get rid of your lass then. Just fucking sell your rabbits.
Yeah, man.
I have house rabbits. That's why he says sell your rabbits. That's not like, I don't just have like this vast collection of sex toys.
Yeah. Oh.
These are my rabbits.
You see, that version of events is better to me. I was like, fucking hell, he's got a load of sex toys, but now I know you've got rabbits. I'm just devastated. But yeah, that's mental. That, like, obviously it was his reaction to being terrified and you being okay. He's like, how is it okay for him? And you're just like,
he was just like,
if I die, I die.
Why are you so chill? I'm like, this is a great view. Also, like, I'm not fucking like trained on that machinery, so like, I'm just like, anyone can get on it as long as there's an operator on it. So he's the operator, so he obviously knew it shaking is like a bad sign. Whereas to me, I just thought that was natural at that height to be like, well, this high up, it's windy, but it's really like, it's not meant to be in certain types of wind or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, too strong or whatever. But I'm like, oh, it's a great view because like, you literally were like, you know, we're like 25 foot in the air or whatever. And I'm like, you could see basically the whole fucking area. And I'm like, this is great. You know what I mean? Like, this is nice.
Yeah, you're living life and he's fucking white as a sheet.
This is great.
Yeah. Yes, the end is nigh. Like, fucking please. I hope so. That was good. The Mayans got it wrong. Do you know what I mean? I was counting down 2012. Fucking come on. Like, oh, fucking 10 years later or whatever it is. And I'm just devastated 12 years later. Devastated. Lying bastards. Gutted.
We'll just get a new one every so often. It's like, this is the year. And I'm like, you're not getting me hopes up again.
Yeah, like stop it. It's not fair.
I'm not. Like, I was like wearing 2012 t-shirts. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. Like, you had poppers
across my chest.
Yeah, just excited for it. You know what I mean? You committed a couple of murders just before. I mean, what?
yeah, committed a couple of murders. I thought, well, what does it matter? You know what I mean?
That's
like,
it.
Fucking American Psycho style. I went and like murdered a tramp and his dog for no reason. Like,
just because 2012 was the end and it never ever happened. Exactly. But yeah, I'm not going to believe any of them now. Like, just fuck that. Just unless I see the brimstone and angels coming down from the heavens, I probably still won't believe it.
I do feel like we're on the last chapter of Earth though, like, or at least capitalism, because capitalism isn't working anymore, is it? Like,
yeah.
Did you say the thing, is it in the southwest or something? It's like there's like a virus in the water and they're telling people in fucking southwest England they have to boil their water to make it drinkable and shit. And I'm like, and those people still have to pay their water bill even though it's infected. Like, it's the end of capitalism because like they're not, all the money is just going to CEOs and they're not investing any of it in the infrastructure anymore. You know what I mean? They're like, they reckon that's been happening with the water companies for something ridiculous, like what, 15 years plus, something like that, where they're like, oh yeah, the infrastructure is not getting any funding.
Yeah.
But they're making more money than ever.
Well, that's it. I mean, gas and electric as well is fucking ridiculous. God. Like, all of this, like, when we're in lockdown and they were, like, giving all this money, I was like, we're going to pay for that. The second this lockdown's over, we're going to get fucked somehow. And everyone's like, no, it won't be. The government actually care. And then it's like 500 quid for your electricity. Like, mate, I have one light on the whole day. How's it 500 quid? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm reading by candlelight.
It's wild. Because I was talking about this to my friend yesterday because we were talking about, like, food shops being ridiculous. Because he was just, like, saying, like, it's so much to fucking... And it's like, the thing is it used to be you'd go to the food place and you'd be like, right, here's the fucking good shit. There's like, what's a fucking brand? Coca-Cola. Here's Coca-Cola, and then here's like fucking Aldi's own version of Coke. And it's like, that used to be like a fucking considerable saving. You'd be like, well, I can buy the off-brand stuff and I'll get a massive saving. And it's like, now you buy the off-brand stuff and you're still paying pretty much the same price as you fucking would. You know what I mean? Like, you can go and buy a full shop of off-brand stuff. And it's like, it's still a fucking £60 shop, where it's like the on-brand stuff the on-brand stuff used to be a £40 shop.
Well,
so the off-brand stuff's 60 and the on-brand stuff's 80. And I'm just like, you're just like, what the fuck? Like, you have no alternative but to spend more money than you ever fucking did.
That's it. I mean, we went shopping the other day for 3 days of food because we're like dying. So, like, we'll just get 3 days and then we'll go out again because it gives us an excuse to get exercise or whatever. Yeah. And it was 82 quid for 3 meals. I was like, what the fuck did we buy?
Wild.
It's absolutely insane.
You go there and it's that thing of like, it used to be like a fucking joke like years ago that you're like, oh, I hate when you go to the shop and you only want to buy one item and you spend 20 quid. Now it's like you buy the one item and you spend 20 quid.
Yeah, exactly.
The one item
that's it.
Used to be fucking 2 quid's 20 quid.
Like, back in the day when you were a kid, like, it was trampy to shop at Netto. Like, that's the cheapest
Netto,
shop. Yeah. I'd love for there to be a fucking Netto now. Do you know what I mean? Because I would shop there. I'd carry the yellow bag with Netto written on it.
It's so weird though, isn't it? How like fucking like times change and fucking like attitudes change because like I say, you fucking it'd be like, oh, you can't be seen with a fucking Netto bag. And it's like, you think now you'd be like, I'd wear a Netto fucking t-shirt. I don't give a fuck.
That's it. Exactly. I mean, like, Aldi was supposed to be the cheap one, but now we'll go to Aldi, 80 quid for fucking 3 meals. It's just, it's mental. Like, I can't, but you're so right. Like, I noticed, like, the cheap lemonade, which is basically just fizzy water with no taste, is 85 pence in the fucking...
lemon to look at it. They're like, all right, yeah.
And then the real lemonade's like 1.29. I'm like, well... It's ridiculous. It used to be 15p.
Yeah.
It's now 85. Like, what? Fucking Freddos are 2 quid or something now. Like, fucking hell.
I'd seen a post, right? And it was like saying, oh, Freddos are finally back down to like 15p or something like that. And it was like, because fucking Tesco, you know, like how supermarkets can fucking change the price of anything because they can recoup it on other items. So like that's how the fucking buy one get one frees and stuff work, because they go like, well, that's buy one get one free, but the fucking Yorkshire puddings are full price or whatever, you know what I mean? And that recoups the cost or whatever, like over time. Like that's how fucking like that's how all deals basically work in supermarkets and stuff. And that's all that was happening. Like Tesco had just put the price down, so the price on the actual Freddo still said like fucking 65p or something like that. It was just Tesco had decided, oh, we're letting you have them for 15p for like 2 weeks or something. And they're like, Freddo's finally back to 15p, and I'm like, but they're not.
Yeah, it's not.
They're still fucking RRP 65p or whatever, like or more. It's just mental. That company's just decided to put a fucking deal on them this week. Like that's not a real saving. And it's like the whole fucking is it the club card or the membership
Tesco,
cards? Yeah, like all of them, the membership card scams essentially, where they're basically saying like, oh yeah, the actual price of the item is if you have a membership card, and then if you don't have a membership card, they just add money on.
Yeah.
So like just because you're not, everything has a fucking app. You go to McDonald's, have you scanned the app? Don't get us wrong. Who doesn't like free food? Whatever. Like, who doesn't like getting points and free food? Whatever. But it's like everything. The Greg's app, the fucking fucking McDonald's app, the fucking Pizza Hut app, the fucking
Costa app, the
Costa app, the Starbucks app. Have you got your app? I'm just like, no.
Yeah,
I haven't, because I can't be asked to fucking, because that's just more emails I need to get from a company I don't give a fuck about. And the thing is I never even remember. Like, some people, like, to be fair, there's savings to be made if you fucking can be arsed.
Yeah,
but that's the thing as well.
It's just you can't be arsed though. Like, they're like, oh, it's 15% off at Costa if you sign up for the card. I'll give you 15% more, just not to mention it again. I don't care.
I don't want
give us me coffee.
I don't want to give them the 15% more, but they're preying on the fact that a lot of people just cannot be like. I'm too exhausted. Like, for obviously, like I said, my job's physical. By the time dinner time rolls around, I'm fucking starving. You know what I mean? So I'm like, they get there like, can I have the app? I'm like, can you put the food in me fucking hands? Like,
well, you just fucking spoon feed us, man. Just
I'll get the app out if you're gonna fucking actually put the food into me mouth for us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like if you're gonna tip the cup to me face, and I'm like, thank you. Some more. Like, I'll fucking you can scan the app where like, you can fucking burn the QR code like so with a fucking cattle prod onto me fucking left testicle if you're gonna fucking actually feed us. But if it's just me getting it out fucking to get some points for, like, you know, because in 10,000 purchases I can save 20p. Like,
yeah, that's it.
It is a good saving or whatever that you can do if you can be awesome. It's the same thing as, like, you know, coupons are quite big in America, way more than they are over here for, like, classic shopping. Like, it's very common to get to the till and pull out a fucking bunch of coupons. And, like, you know, your single fucking mothers or your fucking non-working mothers through the day. To be like in the shop and be like take ages. Like that's kind of been like a normal thing for America for ages, but it hasn't been very normalized over here. Now it's very coupon culture now, isn't it?
Yeah, I've noticed people have like Twitter or Facebook simply for like to win stuff or get
second job.
Yeah, like just I don't get it. Like, do you know what I mean? Are you that unhappy in life that that's your whole day retweeting things in the hope you'll get 15% off at fucking Bon Marche? Do you know what I mean?
It's like, don't get us wrong, like when you think of like if you were to just be completely frugal and just spend your active time saving all that money, you probably can save silly money. Like there probably is loads to be for, and it's like, well, we did this and that fucking meant that we had to, or like some people, but it's more like it upsets us to think that some people have to be in that situation to be like, well, I'm a fucking family of 4 and like we have to do this to fucking get through. Like I just feel like that's such a failure in the system.
It is, yeah.
Everything 100%. To be like, well, if you want to fucking be able to just scrape by, or you want to fucking be able to get a good amount of food for your money, it's like you need a second job where you have to spend time. Any time's a fucking loss, really. You know what I mean? Like,
well, it is, especially if it's not fucking really benefiting you.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, like everything's on its arse. Like, do you know that if you have a heart attack now, basically you're going to die because it'll take an hour or 2 for an ambulance to get to you. So, like, it's like, so what's my option then?
I'm holding out for it. I'm trying.
Yeah, just die. That's your option. Mm-hmm. Can you get here yourself? No, I'm having a heart attack. Oh, well then. Like, fingers crossed you don't die in the next 2 hours. Like, everything's on its knees. And I do believe it's because of COVID and the way the government fucked everything up.
I think it's COVID, and then COVID showed them that, hey, we can just do a full cash grab here. And then, obviously, the Tories have just went for a full fucking cash grab. Like, it's all about...
That's it.
But it's almost like all companies have done it, because you're seeing companies more than ever going like, oh yeah, we're paying. I'm sure it was the Tesco CEO, like I'm sure they like laid off a bunch of people, and then the prices are higher than ever, and then it was like, oh yeah, the CEO was making 4 million a year, and then they doubled that the next year, so then he went from making 4 million something a year to 9 million. And it's like, there's basically saying the prices will never come back down because they cannot afford his fucking salary and other fucking CEOs fucking CEOs salary without maintaining these prices. So it's like kind of like, it's the thing with like inflation, where inflation goes up and then the cost of things go up, and then they never, like, if inflation drops, the costs don't drop. They just wait until inflation goes that, and that meant to stagnate at that point longer. You know what I mean? So if it goes up 9% and then it drops down to 4%, they wait till it naturally gets to 9%, and those prices should stay around that, but they don't. They just seem to constantly go, well, yeah, if inflation goes up fucking down to 5% for 2 years, then we talk about it and go like, oh, it's down to 5%, and then if it goes up to 6%, even though we're currently advertising at 9% inflation prices, now it's down to 6%. We're not going to give you that fucking saving anywhere. We're going to go, it's went up 1%. So now, although we're already charging 9% prices, we're going to pretend that it needs to go up 1%. So now we're going to start charging 10% prices. This is maths that's upsetting us.
Fucking, yeah.
And I'm also upset
makes I have to hear it. Yeah. But no, I mean, fucking, I know it's like I'm sounding like the old man, do you know what I mean? No, but like, I'm at the point now where I hate everything and everyone. Like, me mate Nick was like, everyone's mean. I was like, yeah. I am. I hate everyone. I hate everything. Do you want to do this? No, because there's other people going to be there, and I just hate other people. So yeah, I am an stay indoors type motherfucker, and I think I'm not sorry.
The thing is, though, it's. I think you're right in a lot of the hate, because a lot of things just aren't the same as they used to be in like a shitty way. So like, for example, obviously I've worked in like 2 cinemas in my life for like probably like 5 years total or something like that, and it's like, going to the cinema is a completely different experience to when you were like in your 20s, because literally you go now and everyone's on their phone and they've got their brightness all the fucking way up, and some of them haven't turned their fucking notifications off, so like their phone's going off, and the advert will come on and tell them to fucking turn off, but they still turn on, and then someone in the middle of your row will turn up and they light up their face, they light up the 2 fucking people around them, and they're fucking scrolling while the film's on.
Yeah,
and it's just like, and like, it doesn't matter who you are. It's like in your peripheral vision, like your eye is fucking exists to fucking like accept and interpret light. So you immediately fucking get distracted by that light. And like my lass will be like, just ignore it, and I'm like, but I literally can't ignore it. Like, obviously I don't have to say something, but I'm saying, but like telling us to literally ignore it, or like me ignoring it is just not enjoying the film. So like, I'll just not enjoy the film because I'm like, someone's fucking shining a torch into the fucking left of my fucking retina. I'm just like, this is fucking great, this. You know what I mean?
We went to see Creed 3 and there was a bunch of kids just being dicks. Like, we got to 5 minutes into the film and they were letting balloons off and they were throwing stuff at people. And I went out and I complained. I says, look, you need to do something about these little twats, because if you don't, we can't do anything. I says, what do you mean? We can't. If they're being shits, we can't do anything. The most we can do is refund you. I was like, well, yeah, I want a refund then. It's like, but why can't you do anything? Because we'll get into trouble. I was like, but that destroying your work area environment.
That's weird, because that must have changed, because obviously I haven't worked for that one for a while, but like,
if it was the Odeon one?
If you'd come out with me and said, oh, there's some kids, I'd be like, I'd come and point them to us, and I'd just kick the kids out straight away. I'd just go and be like, we've had a complaint about you, you just need to leave. Even if I've got to refund the kids, I'd rather refund them and kick them out than have adults, because realistically, not even depend on the film, just typically the adult is probably there to watch the film over the kids.
Yeah, well, that's
like, a lot of kids are just like, their parents have given them 20 quid and say, get the fuck out of the house. Why don't you just go to the cinema? Just fuck off. Why don't you go be someone else's problem, because I can't control you?
Well, that's it, yeah. Like, some bloke stood up and went, well, you just pack it in, and this kid went, fucking make us, you dickhead. And I was just like, I knew straight away just what type of little twats they were, so I was like, right, I'm going to go. And I came back, I was like, right, we're leaving. They refunded we. But then we went into a restaurant, and this woman came in with one of them kids, laughing and joking, the police had to come because they refused to leave, the little sods, ha ha ha. I'm like, well, yeah, because you're not disciplining your fuck kid.
That's not funny.
Like, you're laughing about it, it's not funny. He's disrupted 50 people's fucking movie. And you're just laughing about it. Your kid's a little cunt. Do you know what I mean? Do something about it.
They're like, I'm such a shit parent that, like,
like
the police had to come. Like, don't get us wrong. Obviously, I don't give a fuck about the police, but like, fuck me, it's like, I don't even care about Law and Order so much. It's just more like, I love film, so like I care more about film. So I love film, and if I'm going to watch a film, I want. But that's the thing, is that it's changed so much. Like, obviously, fucking TVs are insanely good. They're like better than they've ever been. So it's like, for me, it's like I'm having a better time at home, and I'm an old man. So like, all films, when they're like a 3-hour film, I'm like, I remember I went to see the Joker movie at the cinema, and there's a scene, spoilers, which I'm sure you've seen the Joker, yeah. So spoilers, the scene where he fucking shoots the guy with the shotgun. Yeah. Well, I went to the toilet and missed that.
Right.
And I didn't know that was going to happen at that point. I'm just like, I'm an old man and this film's 2 hours long, and you're selling us a bucket of fucking Coke, and I'm going to take it because I'm a piece of shit. So like, I'm going to pay £12 for this fucking Coke. So then, obviously, I was like, at home, you pause. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, There's
no thing. And like, also films when I was a kid, like, I don't know if you remember, like the old Odeon, like when we were kids, like they used to do pauses in the middle of the fucking film.
Did they? I can't remember that.
There used to be like a 15-minute fucking matinee. Like, the film would just stop and you'd have 15 minutes where you could go piss and buy more snacks.
Right.
And nice. I think it makes sense for the cinemas to do that, because you basically get more custom.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Like, because I would go out and be like, well, I've had a hot dog, now I want sweets, or
yeah. I mean, when we went to see the Batman, the Robert Pattinson one, I must have went to the toilet for 5 or 6 times. Mm-hmm. And then when I watched it at home, I was like, there's a good chunk of this that I didn't even know had happened, because I'd missed so much.
They're so long, certain films are so long, but they're like class, you know what I mean? Like I love Blade Runner 2049, like a lot of people didn't like it, but I love it.
I haven't seen it.
And it's like, but it's long as fuck.
Yeah,
and it's like,
I haven't seen the first one.
And it's one of those films you just like, you have to pause it, you know what I mean? Like, you need to pause, or you just fucking miss. And it's one of those films as well, because like a lot of the fucking scenes are like not dialogue heavy, and it's like a lot of subtle like looks and inference that fucking are getting the point across. So you miss that, and you're like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Who's that?
He's a robot? Like, exactly. I've never seen those movies, so
I should watch them. Really good.
Yeah, I'd give them a shot.
They're not films like you like. I think the problem is with a lot of cult classics, I think people think you need to have watched them like when they were relevant, and I didn't watch Blade Runner when it was relevant. I watched it. It
makes me not want to watch a movie like when someone's like so obsessed with it. Like, I'm obsessed with The Crow, like to the point now that I've seen it again 4 times this year because I love that movie. But I wouldn't be like, you've got to watch The Crow, it's the best fucking film ever, blah, 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 blah. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it puts me off. I'm like, oh my God, why are you riding the dick of this film?
It's not even so much that I would say, oh, you should watch it, it's good. Mm-hmm. But I think you need to kind of go like, you should watch it, you don't need any prior knowledge of anything. Like, just go and watch it and just appreciate it for what it is. The problem with The Crow, though, is The Crow is, like, I think it's a bit...
The problem? Did you just say the problem with The Crow?
The problem with The Crow is threefold. No, it's
fuck. It's not.
It's like kind of I love it because it's kind of time locked, though. You know what I mean? So like, I think if you were like a kid now, you'd be like, well, I don't have this like fervor for the 90s. aesthetic or anything. Like so for me, because I rewatched it this year. Because obviously once the fucking trailer for the new one came out, I was like, I haven't seen that in years. I'm gonna rewatch it.
Yeah.
So I rewatched it, and it was just like, I'm like, this is so fucking 90s. You know what I mean? It made us want to rewatch Spawn. I never actually did that.
Yeah.
Do that. But it, like, you know what I mean? Where it was just like, that's like quintessential 90s. Though Spawn's like objectively shitter than The Crow. Like,
oh, it is. But I still love Spawn though. I love all those bad movies, like Judge Dredd, like 90s Judge Dredd. Love it. It's fucking cheesy. It's terrible, but I love it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's up there on my shelf, actually, like Pride of Place. Like behind Raphael on this side. Aye. It's Judge Dredd. I love it. But I love all those movies. Like, everyone's like, oh, it's awful. Like, yeah, but I've seen it 15 times. Yeah. Because don't get us wrong, Carl Urban's Dredd is good, but I've only ever seen that once, and I don't need to see it again.
It is
Judge Dredd is a buddy cop adventure, and I just love it. It's great.
Yeah.
I mean, but like for me, I didn't watch Breaking Bad until years after I'd finished, because everyone was like, Breaking Bad's so good, you gotta watch it. I was like, nah, no
that's why I couldn't get into it, so I started watching it. So like, my mate Gav fucking loves it. Like, he's a hardcore Breaking Bad fan, and he's like, you have to watch Breaking Bad. And it was finished by this point, so I was just like, all right, I'll buy it, I'll watch it. So I watched the first season, and I was like, it's all right. Like,
first season is all right.
I'm enjoying it enough. It's fine. Then the second season, I was bored off my fucking lips, and I got like sick halfway through, and because I fucking have ADHD, I've got like the worst attention span ever. I just flaked off the show, and then every time I'd fucking like, he'd bring it up and be like, I can't believe I'm finishing it. I'm like, I got bored. He's like, but it gets better, and I'm like, so he was like admitting, he's like, yeah, that series sucks. It's kind of like Walking Dead. Like, Walking Dead season 2 fucking sucks.
Boring,
like, especially if you've read the books. Like, I would say triply more if you've read the fucking comics. Sorry, because like, I obviously haven't read the comics. You know how it ends, so not only is it slow and long, there's nothing to reveal. So like, there's literally nothing in it for someone who read the comics, because it's long, it's laborious, it's boring, and the fucking reveal, you know what the reveal is. So like, shit. So, but same thing. I'm like, well, I'm bored, and he's like, but it gets better. But I'm like, but if it's boring to us, I shouldn't have to wait for it to get better. Like, it should be good. Not like, but I promise you, it becomes class. And I'm like, it probably does. Like, I don't doubt that you're correct.
It does, like
I don't doubt that you're correct, but it's just like, it lost us, and I'm out, and I'll just probably never go back. And everyone's like, you're fucking mad, because I watch so much shit, and I watch so much TV and fucking films. People cannot believe that. But I'm just like,
yeah.
Maybe I'll watch it. Maybe I'll fucking we'll do a fucking thing. I'll just watch it on Patreon, just the whole thing.
Yeah.
You see me live reaction. I'm like, season 2. I'm like, it's fucking boring. This
is boring. This though, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, I'm the same with Game of Thrones as well. Like, everyone's like, it's the best show ever. You've got to watch it. I'm like, nah, you're putting us off.
I love Game of Thrones. Don't get us wrong, but I didn't start Game of Thrones. I think it was on season 5 when I started it, and I watched season 1 to 5 in a really short period of time, and then and then obviously I had to start watching it, obviously year on year, week to week sort of thing.
Yeah,
and it was annoying as fuck having to watch it week to week. But
it
is fucking brilliant, and obviously the last season sucks. But like, it's that thing. I think there used to be a thing where you have to, and you don't.
No.
So like, for me, I highly recommend it. Like, I actually really I even enjoyed House of Dragons season 1. Like, but like, you don't need to watch it. Like,
yeah,
it's great. Well, and
nobody believes us that I haven't seen it, because like I said in one of my videos, is like, I haven't seen Game of Thrones, and someone put a comment, whatever, you're just saying that so you can do reactions. Like, nah, actually, I just genuinely haven't seen it. Like, why have I got to lie about that? You know what I mean? Like, for what fucking reason? What do I gain? Nothing. I mean, the editing for that alone would be a nightmare. It's an hour long. Do you know what I mean? Like, no thanks.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You would love it, but I don't think you should watch it for your fucking channel or anything. I think you should just watch it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I love Lord of the Rings, like the movies, not the TV show. So, I mean, I'd probably enjoy it. I just haven't got around to watching it.
The thing about a lot of people, they'll go like, oh, well, I don't like fantasy, and that's why they won't watch it. And I'm like, the fantasy is like so little of the show. Like, it actually is such a little amount of the show. People really think it's a lot more, and I'm like, it's Game of Thrones. It's about the politics of fucking kings and queens, and then fucking all backstabbing each other for power and stuff like that. That's what it's about. It's like, you know, it's a war of personalities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people go like, well, I don't like dragons, and you're like, well, you barely fucking see the dragons, to be honest. Especially
so you're not telling us because I like dragons.
But you see them in the later series, like you see them during like big battles and stuff like that. But the majority is it's like, you know, it's
conversations.
But then it's conversations that are brilliant though. They're brilliant, and then it's like bookended with hyper violence and a bit of some titties now and again.
Oh, okay, you're selling us again now. To be fair,
there's a lot of titties. You know what I mean? Sadly, too much flaccid penis for my liking, and that's not me saying I want to say erect penis. I mean, like I just don't want to say penis. You know what I mean? I'm saying
that's also why I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I'm saying in my personal life at work, you know what I mean? I'm at work and there's some guy in the bushes who's like, oh, you want to see some penis? I'm like, no, I'm alright, thanks.
Sexy Poltergeist.
I feel like I'm set for life on seeing penis, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like I've had me innings.
Yeah, I was going to say, you look down and see it, but like, let's be honest, I'm not looking down and seeing it anymore. I'm seeing it in the mirror. Yeah, but I'm not looking down and seeing it.
Yeah, whose mirror? It's a guy I know. Yeah, I see it in the reflection of his eyes as he looks up.
Yeah, that's
Thanks,
it.
mirror.
Yeah, I see it. That's it. But yeah, I mean, I might watch it eventually, but I'm not in any rush. Like, and it's just the hype for stuff that kills things for me, and I'm just like, but I don't want to see it now because everyone's just talking about it.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't see many people now, so maybe the next big hit, I'll be like, yeah, I'll watch that straight away because I won't have anyone.
Like, say House of Dragons is like a prequel series to Game of Thrones,
right?
And that season 2's out next month, and I'm actually looking forward to that. Like, I absolutely will watch it. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be great. But like,
yeah,
I just don't feel like you have. Like, I just found out they're doing like I love Dune. Did you say Dune? Like Dune?
No.
All right. So that's basically like a fucking sci-fi 2-part film series that started or whatever. Like, I think they're doing a trilogy based on books, and there are obviously the Dune books, but there's also films that have already happened as well.
Right.
In the past, and this is obviously essentially a remake, so it's like, it's still, you don't need to have seen anything but Dune Part 1 and Dune Part 2 sort of thing. But basically, George Lucas, I think, like the writer of Star Wars, basically says, like, Dune, reading those books, that's how I created Star Wars. And then you watch it and you're like, what do you mean? This is how you create Star Wars? You just stole Dune.
All right, so it's
basically
a copy.
It's basically Star Wars. Do you know what I mean? But it's like
right.
But it's a lot more gritty. It's like it's less camp. You know what I mean? Like, there's obviously Star Wars has got like a sense of humor, whereas this doesn't have a sense of humor.
Yeah, I wanted to see them, but I've never got around to it yet.
But
I mean, I might
brilliant.
wait until they're both on Blu-ray.
Yeah, they're fucking brilliant. I recommend them. Well, they are both on Blu-ray, so.
Oh, so I can get them now.
Yeah,
I'll do that then.
Do that shit. It's so good.
Yeah.
But they're doing a fucking TV series, so it's just like announced that there's a fucking Dune TV series, and it's like, I'll watch that. And just kind of like House Dragon, it's like, it's not Game of Thrones, but it's like Game of Thrones adjacent enough that it's going to scratch that itch. And I feel like with the Dune TV series, like, it's probably going to not be as good as the fucking show.
Yeah.
It's the films, like, probably not even a little bit. But I'll give it a go.
Yeah,
it's something.
Yeah. I'm just excited for Cobra Kai. Like, I don't care about anything else. That's all I've got in my mind. I mean, is that a moth? I thought it was a butterfly.
Massive.
Yeah. You can actually see it on camera as well.
That's how old I am.
Big.
It's just dust coming off us. You know what I mean? I'm like Billy off Hocus Pocus. I just like coughed that moth out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you just coughed it out. But there's like 2 seasons. Well, it's 1 season cut up into 2, and then a movie. And like, I'm just so excited for it.
Yeah.
And I've watched.
It's
Cobra Kai a lot of times.
It's just such a guilty pleasure show, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's
like cheesy.
It's
fun.
cheesy. It's one of those films like it's one of those TV shows that, like, I don't want to say it's bad because it's not bad. I love it, but it's like it's objectively like not high end. You know what I mean? It's like it's kind of like it's like a budget movie TV show.
That's it. Yeah,
it's like
they
have B movies, like it's BTV. You know what I mean? It's like
it is BTV.
I love it.
It's
also
good.
The nostalgia of Karate Kid. Obviously, those films were great as a kid. You know what I mean? So
I love Johnny. Like, he's my favorite character. I never ever thought that watching Karate Kid. I never ever saw it from his side. I just saw it as like he was the bully. Do you know what I mean? But now I'm just like, I love Johnny, and I want him to have another fight with Daniel LaRusso and beat him. And in the end, is him just dead, and he's like, yeah.
It's a bit extreme. I like that. I just want him to murder the fucking main protagonist of the show.
That's it. Yeah, but no, but seriously, I cannot wait for that. So that's the show that I overhype. Yeah, they're making a film, and it's going to have Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio, Daniel LaRusso. Why is Johnny not getting no love? I want him in the fucking movie as well.
That's what I wanted to bring it up for, because I thought you would say that exact thing.
Yeah,
like, I was just come on, why?
Yeah,
but
it's ridiculous.
Did it come out recently? Like, isn't Jackie Chan a bit of a prick?
Apparently, yeah. There was like a video of him watching all of his movies back with his daughter and crying and getting emotional, but it was a stunt because his daughter's a lesbian.
Right.
And he's like, well, fuck you then. See you later, you big gay. Get out of my life. So And apparently
he's just crying because like, oh, all that time, you're thinking, you know, like, oh, that's your whole life, and that's time you could have spent with your kids, and he's like, all that time I could have made more movies.
Yeah, well,
could have ignored my daughter more.
But apparently he doesn't give any money to his kids, any of them. It's like, if you want money, make it yourself, kind of thing. So
it's weird.
So, yeah.
It's weird because I don't think that works. You know what I mean? Because I think the reason he probably thinks that is like, well, I want my kids to have had to earn that shit. But it's like, yeah. But I bet you, like, your kids lived in your house and had the best of everything anyway, and I bet you they were sent to good schools and things like that. So it's like that they're still having a privileged life.
Yeah, well,
like,
exactly.
just not giving them everything, they're still super mega privileged. All that you're really creating is you're creating a child who's never going to leave home, because home's better than anything they could ever achieve. That's it. Do you know what I mean? Like if you live in a fucking mansion, and then it's like, well, when you get 18, you have to. Because I used to say this when I used to work at the cinema, like, because obviously we're from a rough area, like a very working class kind of poorish area, and like fucking I'd work at the cinema, and the cinema what I worked at was in between. Like our fucking area, and then like a more middle class area, and then there would be some kids who would come and work at the cinema who were middle class, and it was just because their parents wanted them to have a job, but they were never going to go on and do anything because their life at home was so good. Like, I went to one of the houses after fucking work one time, like we were drinking or whatever, and like, because we were still friends and stuff, and I went, and it was literally the biggest house I'd ever been in my entire life.
Jesus,
and I was like, and we're literally, this is when I was like 19, maybe 20, so I was getting paid $4.85 an hour, so like literally we're getting paid fuck all, and I'm working there because that's the only place that would fucking hire us at the time, and that was my sole income, and I was like paying board and things like that. They weren't paying board, and they were doing it, their money was entirely theirs, and it was for like drinking money and nothing else, because their parents did everything else for them. They just wouldn't let them sit at home. Like, basically, like, you have to earn. Do you need board? No. Do I have to pay for my own phone bill? No. Do I have to pay for my car? No. So, like, these, like, 19-year-old kids coming to a dead-end cinema job, showing up in, like, fucking BMs and Mercs and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, fucking expensive cars. And that's all you create with that, of, like, well, I'm not going to give me kids any money. I'm going to make them earn it. Like, your kids already got so much privilege, you might as well just let them have the fucking money, because
that's
all they're going to do is they're just going to disappoint you, but keep living off your money anyway. So... make it so that they're less of a disappointment to you, because it was a given they were going to live off your money.
Well, that's it. I mean, who choose that other option? Do you know what I mean? No, I'll just go and stay in a one-bedroom, do you know what I mean? And struggle to eat and pay rent, fuck that. I'll stay with me millionaire dad.
Like, if my parents were fucking millionaires, I would never have left home.
Yeah, exactly.
If your house is so fucking big as well, it's like... You can go, like, I was sleeping with a lass who lived in a fucking house like that for a while, and it was like, our house was so big, you could, at the end of the night, you could walk into our house and you would never encounter anyone on, like, one side of the house. So it's like, well, as long as we go to this part, we can go to the kitchen and we can play music and fucking drink and make food at fucking 2 a.m, no bother, and still go up to bed and have fucking sex. And my parents are like on the other side of the house, and they've never met you, and they don't even know you're here. Do you know what I mean?
That's rich, like.
Do you know what I mean? Where it's just like, that's fucking insane. You know what I mean? And then you're going like, well, I want them to go and get a job, so they go and work for £4 an hour.
Yeah.
And just use that money to buy alcohol and get fucked by the fucking the proletariat.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's fucking wild.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
Well, this is probably going to be Patreon, isn't it? This is going to be a Patreon episode.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for whatever. I'm easy. Just
post them everywhere, see what happens.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think they're talking about that man wanking at the thing. That should definitely go on YouTube. I mean, it'll get fucking limited and shit, but no, I mean, just whatever you want, mate. Yeah. I'm easy. I'm genuinely easy. Well,
just to be safe, I'll just say, subscribe. If not, subscribe to Patreon.
Yeah, that's it.
And
cool. And don't shoot kids.
And yes, don't shoot kids, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
I guess that's that.